4th of July. Well, what are we going to do today? Well, it's not very exciting, but I think it's part of what I wanted to do was to show you the progress of some of the things that we started months ago. So today we're going to be looking at the olive, boxwood, and ginkgo. If you've been following me, these would come under the bonuses. When I got through with the project, I took some of the pieces that would have been normally thrown away and I cut them, pre-shaped it, and just put it in these containers. So what we're looking at here are the olives. And of the different things that I've tried, olive seems to be the least successful, or at least it's one of the slowest to show. In this container we have Japanese boxwood and the ginkgo. They all seems to be making it. There was one right here, and that failed not because of the technique. Either some sort of a critter kind of dug it out, or I did not get it in the growing medium deep enough. Anyway, it was out, therefore it was not alive or with new foliage. So what you could see that, like this and like this, you could see new growth. Okay, this container has boxwood and ginkgo, and looks like it's doing fairly well. Showing you how to learn how to style with discards. Well, this one was a fairly large discard and looks like it's going to make it. That means that we're bypassing 10, maybe even 15 years by doing it this way. So this one is all ginkgo, and they all seem to be doing well. Well, I told you this was not what you call a very exciting chapter because we do nothing. What happens is, remember my big elm? We had the same situation. That big thing that eventually failed came out with a flush of new growth, or leafed out. And basically this is what it's doing. But at this point, do not touch. If you try to take it out and transplant it individually, most likely you'll sure to fail. This one here, it looks like new shoots grew out. Others just leafed out, and that's a difference too. The ones that are actively starting to grow actually is in better shape root-wise. It's just barely leafing out. The chance of that one having roots is very slim. So on the ginkgo, and looks like the boxwood, everything is doing well, at least up on top. Olive, not so. But if you look very carefully, some are starting to shoot at the base. So we don't know whether they're made it or it is going to fail. So what do we conclude from this chapter? Well, the only conclusion we could make is everything is on track and it looks promising. The olives, we may lose half or a third. The ginkgos, if we lose one or two, it's a surprise. It looks like almost everything is going to make it. Same with the boxwood. So these were projects that I threw together at the end of chapters on either olive, ginkgo, or boxwood. And these were the discards that I shaped. And in the process of getting them to become new plants. So what are we going to do? We're going to wait until this fall. So like I said, we're in the first week of July, and these look good, but we have to get through the summer months, make sure that there's root to go with the foliage. A lot of times these will leaf out, and these plants are living off the stored energy in the trunk. So the ones that just leafed out, they could easily die. See, this one here, it leafed out plus new growth. So this one has a great potential for success. But if we pull it out now, most likely there's not enough root to support it. So by physically taking it out, you're going to kill it. How do I know? Well, in my experience, I got all excited at this stage, and I try to repot with most of them failing. So I would say wait till this fall. We get through the summer heat, and they're still alive. There's potential for great root structure. Now, it would be wiser if I wait until next spring. So it depends on what my schedule looks like. And the other thing we do is the little light tug test, see if there's any tension. But even that could actually damage the plant. So based on my experience for being impatient in the past, I'm going to wait at least till this fall, and then most likely next spring. So I'm going to conclude this little short chapter on, well, I guess I could call it patience. Because when you get into a hurry state at this stage, most likely most will fail. So anyway, this is Hiro saying goodbye. I'm going to see you in another chapter, and one of these days we will get to taking these out of these containers and potting them up in individual containers. So I'll be making other videos. I will also be backtracking and checking on the progress of our projects. So these were done earlier in the year, probably March-ish. I should have marked the dates, but hey, I think about it a little bit on the late side. So anyway, hopefully you guys still all stay safe, and I'll see you real soon in another chapter.